Welcome to Wilderspool and the second round of the Burton Wood Brewery Lancashire Cup. Warrington versus Workington Town. Very warm September night. And we're here perched in our commentary box at the rear of the New North Stand. Teams both on the pitch awaiting the officials. Everyone eager to see the new signing, Phil Blake, who is positioned at number 4 today for Wire. Phil Blake, named the Australian Wonder Boy from Manly, Sydney. Recommended to the club by Bobby Fulton, who was born in Stockton Heath and played a couple of seasons here tremendously for Wire. Referee John McDonnell blows his whistle as I put on the Sparkomatic commercial in aid of the club sponsors, for which we are ever grateful. Sparkomatic. Ken Kelly tosses the coin for Warrington, back at number 7 as he was on Sunday against Castleford. And Warrington to play towards the railway end. Warrington, of course, in the white strip with the primrose and blue bands and the Sparkomatic emblazoned shirts. Workington Town in their red shirts, white shorts, red socks. Under floodlight, remember, and Paul Ford at number 1 is to kick off for Wire. There goes the whistle. And it's Workington in possession. Good run there from Maguire, they lose forward. Bob Jackson in the tackling right away. Workington put the big surprise on Warrington towards the end of last season. They were going down and they certainly put up a super show against a very dispirited Wire side. This is Rick Thackeray back in action after 2 years in the wilderness, but loving every minute of his comeback, believe me. He's put pounds on around those shoulders. On the halfway line, Warrington in the attack. Kelly to Jackson. Jackson foraging ahead. Kevin Tamati. Webb. Kelly moving it across. That's Alan Rathbone. Steps inside. Tries to drive in hard, but working and pushing back onto the halfway line. Kelly attacked in half, wrist strapped. Kevin Tamati gives a chance to Thackeray. Thackeray beats 2 men, nips inside. Trying all the time, as soon as he gets his ball and looking for the ball all the time, Thackeray. Carl Webb to Ford. Ford puts in the bomb. No, it's a long kick for the corner. It's taken well by Ian Bower. Number 5 for Workington Town. Workington will be hoping to win this one. They've travelled a long way. They're second division this year, but determined to get out of it. On the Workington 25. Very poor gate. Surprised tonight, actually. Dying to see Phil Blake get the ball myself. Playing number 4 in his made-to-measure boots. This is Workington with a little chip. Looks good. Oh, terrifically covered by Jackson. The crowd love this fella. They really do love Bob Jackson at Wilderspool. Last year's Player of the Year at Wilderspool, Bob Jackson. That's Bob Eccles. Propping again today. Tells me he enjoys wherever he plays. Doesn't mind whether it's front row, second row or loose forward. Kevin Tamati. Nice slip pass to Carl Webb. Webb to Rathbone. Rathbone to Kelly. This is good football. Kelly looking for space and looking for support. Well tackled indeed. Kelly almost on the Workington 25. That's Phil Blake first. Hand of the ball to Webb. On to Rathbone. Rathbone crashing through. Looking for support. It wasn't quite there. Webb to Kelly. Kelly to Cullen. Looked like a forward, but the referee says play on. Bob Eccles just inside the 25, and it's a changeover, 6 tackle. Working with it. Oh, over the top of Steve Maguire's head. This is the big bearded Harry Beverley. Been in the game a long time. Ian Hartley's also bearded, the number 10. That's a difficulty for a commentator. It looks like Warrington's ball now. It's Workington's, and they get it out quick. Howard Burns, good scrum half, this lad. And John McDonald blows and stops the clock. Workington player injured. Just go through the teams. Warrington, number 1, Paul Ford. Number 2, Brian Carvert. Number 3, Mark Foster. Number 4, Phil Blake. Number 5, Rick Thackeray. Number 6, Paul Cullen. At 7, Ken Kelly. He's captain. 8, Bob Eccles. 9, Carl Webb. 10, Bob Jackson. 11, Kevin Tamati. 12, Mike Gregory. 13, Alan Rathbone. 14, Barry Peters. And 15, Mark Roberts. The Workington Town team at number 1, Jeff Ray. Number 2, David Beck. At 3, John Jones. Number 4, John Beattie. At 5, Ian Bower. 6, Gary Smith. 7, Howard Burns. Number 8, Harry Beverley. At 9, John Banks. 10, Ian Hartley. 11, Gary Nixon. 12, Bill Pattinson. 13, Steve Maguire. And substitutes 14, Graham Hogg. 15, Sam Bailey. The referee, Mr. John MacDonald of Wigan. And the touch judges, Mr. Lightfoot and Mr. Greenhouse. And Workington Town with a good kick there. Taking play well into the Warrington half. And it looks like Wire's ball here. Bob Jackson on it like a flash. Gives the ball to Mark Foster. Mark Foster beats a man. Beats 2 men, but then slips in the tackle, but appreciated by the crowd. That's Gregory. Andy Gregory unfit. Mike Gregory obviously fit as a fiddle. Bob Jackson plays. Rathbone brings left to Kelly. Kelly to Tamati. Tamati to play. Webb acting half-back. To Kelly. This is Blake with the ball. Will we see that kick? No, but a lovely pass. A beautiful bit of football that. He takes the reverse pass beautifully. He throws a long pass. It's a beaut right to Ken Kelly. Ken Kelly to Bob Eccles. Bob Eccles crashing through, pushing off man of man. It's a beautiful pass. Phil Blake will score. This is Phil Blake's first try for Wire, and the first of many. And the crowd are on the feet. They saw some super football. He handled 3 times in that move. The man was magic. Got magic. They call him the Wonder Boy in Australia. He'll be the Wonder Boy of Wilderspool, I'm sure. He's the lad that will bring the crowds back. Ladies and gentlemen, the first try of many we hope for Australia's Phil Blake. And Brian Carvert and Sussy with the goal kicks. So Warrington in the lead. After 7 or 8 minutes. What a beautiful bit of football that was. And they're still clapping Phil Blake at the causeway end as Carvert puts the ball wide. Warrington into the lead, 4 points to 0. Thanks to some super skills from the Australian wonder boy, Phil Blake. Got a lot to live up to after the video we've seen of him. It really has, but that was something different. And it's Workington to kick off. And it hits Webb. And the Workington hooker, John Banks, takes it. Takes play well into the Warrington half. Hartley, the number 10 dummy half. He's going solo. Bob Eccles and Carl Webb got him covered. Maguire. John Jones, number 3. On the Warrington 25. Workington putting the pressure on. 10 yards out. That's Maguire. Every brought down very well indeed. Good tackle. Hartley. Gary Nixon. For Town. And long pass there, but spotted well by Ken Kelly and Mike Gregory. Howard Burns at dummy half. Maguire puts in a kick to the corner, looks good. The Warrington player knocked down off the ball. I think it was an accident. The ball's over the try line, but Warrington ground the ball, and it's a drop out from underneath the sticks. It's Paul Ford to kick deep. Jeff Ray, socks around his ankles, number 1 for Workington Town, makes ground. Gary Smith, ball to David Beck, and it's scrum down, to be fair, need I say, where from the other side of the ground. Just before the kick-off, lady. And Bob Eccles getting warned. I'm in charge, says referee John MacDonald, and a penalty to Workington. As I said just before the kick-off, we saw Warrington's new signing, Les Boyd, presenting a cheque to Terry Mullen. He won it this morning, the Lifeline £1,000. Can't be bad, and it's his wife Jill's birthday. Came just in time. He's taken her to Big Mac's. He's a big spender, Terry. And it's Gary Smith to take the kick. Alan Rothbone creeping a little bit further back. Mike Gregory stood with his hands above his head. Memories of the past. And it looks good. No, it's wide of the right-hand post. And so the score stands. Warrington 4, Workington Town 0. This is the second round semi-final next round, would you believe? Drawn tomorrow morning about 11:05 on Radio Manchester. Ooh, fancy Wigan down here. I'll be a tout and sell tickets outside the ground. That's Jeff Ray with a mighty tackle there from Alan Rathbone and Bob Jackson. It's Gary Nixon, number 11. No doubt the Warrington players are super fit. Steve Maguire, the loose forward. And he's injured. And the clock stopped again by referee John MacDonald. Steve Maguire injured. Rick Thackeray just inside the touchline, got a knock above the eye, getting some magic sponge treatment from Gordon Pinkney. He's okay. And Maguire's still lying there prone on the hallowed turf of Wilderspool. Must have taken quite a cruncher there. And the clock still stopped as the Workington physio attempts to get his man around. He's on his knees, he's up. Is he staying on? Looks like a back injury to me. Still not ready. We have the Radio General Hospital commentators behind us, or alongside us. They're sending the news in from Wilderspool to the rugby league addicts in the General Hospital here at Warrington. Do a lovely job. Hope that Mr. Maguire isn't looking for a bed this evening, but he looks rather groggy at the moment. Man of the match tonight will be picked by the gentleman of the press. Alan Rathbone got it on Sunday, and it's Workington's ball to play. Look at those strapped knees there on that Workington forward. Ian Hartley, bearded and bandaged. It's Bill Pattinson, the number 12. 3 Warrington forwards into that tackle. This is what team's down. That's Ian Hartley. Oh. And another scrum to be fed, would you believe, from the Fiesta side of the ground. And that's the last time Mr. McDonald came here. He fed a lot of scrums from this side because I told him about it at a sportsman's dinner in Wigan some time ago. Oh, this is a little bit of a mix-up with Cullen there. Almost an obstruction. Tamati to Alan Rathbone. Webb. Kelly. Bringing in Michael Gregory. Webb. Eccles. On the Workington Town 25. And there's a separate tackle off the ball. Webb has it. Gives the ball to Thackeray, who takes a terrible knock. Oh, surely the touch judge saw that. That should be a sending off offence, in my opinion. That was one hell of a bang. And the referee stops the clock. Oh, that was a nasty bang. We don't want to see that in rugby league. Askey and Birkby. Ian Birkby of Barrow, who was sent off in the charity match against Workington, got 10 matches suspension, appeal yesterday, and they made it 15. Ken Kelly to take the tap, and it's Tamati, the only one running onto this. No other support. Paul Ford come up, but no one else. Kelly to Jackson. Jackson's crashing through. Brought down 2 yards from the line. Paul Ford to Ken Kelly. Ken Kelly delays a kick, a back pass, but it went wrong to Bob Eccles, but Kelly regains. But the referee says knock on, and the crowd don't agree. So it's a scrum down right in front of the Workington posts, and it's Wise ball. Ken Kelly. He's done his one. He's brought down well by Maguire, the loose forward. Alan Rathbone knocks on. Slams the ball down in disgust. And it's Workington's head and ball, and it's the referee says re-scrum. And there's trouble in that pack. Kevin Tamati trying to quieten people down. Quite rightly too, Kevin. Workington man injured. And it's the number 12, Bill Pattinson, injured this time, who I read in the Wigan Reporter that Maurice Lindsay, the Wigan Vice Chairman, said that he should put him in the pack for Great Britain to keep Tamati quiet. I don't know whether Bill will agree himself after that knock. And it looks like another back injury. That's number 12 and 13. Stop the might of the Warrington tackling. Thackeray looks fit and raring to go after his knock. But it's a differential tap to Workington Town. Workington Town. Maguire to take the kick. And Workington to play. Hooker, John Banks. Harry Beverley. Howard Burns. He won't get far this time. Burns plays. Ball comes right. Maguire misses a man. Brings in John Beattie. Maguire, Smith. Ooh, what a crushing tackle. Bob Eccles the tackler. Burns. Bill Patterson to play. Hartley kicks. Taken by Carbett, Brian Carbett coming cross field. He slips it to Phil Blake. Phil Blake tries to go through but brought down well. Rathbone. Inside the Workington half. He can't get up. He plays it to Webb. Webb to Kelly. Kelly to Mike Gregory. Mike Gregory, short pass but well spotted. Mike Gregory in possession again. Referee says play on. Mike Gregory crashing through. Brought down. Webb acting half to Kelly. Tammet is down, but the play carries on. As Bob Eccles throws a pass, hits Kelly's legs. Whose ball is it? That's offside. It's a penalty to Wire. And this will certainly be a goal kick. And Gordon Pinkney, the Warrington physio's on, looking after Tamety. Looks like a leg injury this time. Peter Aspinall, resplendent in his Sparkomatic tracksuit, comes on with the sand for Brian Carbett to attempt this penalty goal. And there's a substitution. It looks like Tamety's. I noticed Tony Barrow on the touchline. And Mark is ready to come on to replace Tamety. But away from Gordon Pinkney says, no, you're not needed. Tamety will be okay. That's good news for Tamety and for Wire fans. So Warrington in the lead, 4 points, 2-0. Carbett to kick. Will he, won't he, will he, won't he? I think yes, he does. And so Warrington into the lead in the second round of this Burton Wood Brewery Lancashire Cup competition, 6 points to 0. And Tamety limping, but still in the action. Gary Smith to take the kick from the centre spot. My guess he'll put it right to Mike Gregory. No, excellent kick. It dissects Mike Gregory and Rick Thackeray. And it's about 12 yards from the wire line, the scrum. Good kick from Workington there. And it's Wire's head and ball to be fed from to the side, of course. And they're having trouble with this pack tonight. The scrum's almost 15 yards in from touch, not 10. Ken Kelly feeds. It's Wire's ball. And there's trouble in that pack, and Bob Eccles. Bob Eccles is in trouble here. He's getting a card or booking here. The notebook's out. It's involved. It's up to listen to what referee John McDonald has to say to Bob Eccles. This is a warning. It means you're off, Bob. Unlike Bob that. I reckon that was some form of retaliation myself, but Gary Smith decides to go for goal. Warrington leads 6 points to 0, and this could put Workington on the scoreboard. Not a difficult kick at all. Beautiful night here. 3 other Lancashire Cup games being played at this very moment. As Gary Smith attempts the kick, right-footed, takes his time. In step, puts the ball between the uprights, and Workington get their first point on the board. Warrington 6, Workington Town 2. Paul Ford quick to bring the ball up to the centre spot. He places it, and Eccles kicks deep, and it looks good. Oh, it's taken beautifully by Jeff Ray at fullback. He's tackled well. Mark Foster, the tackler. Working still with it. Not out of the game yet by a long way. Why need to turn the football on tonight? Let's see a semi-final. Imagine it, Wigan down here. Ooh. Perhaps Saints, you never know. Anyway, next Wednesday, the winners of this game will be in the Lancashire Cup semi-finals. First team out of the drum gets home advantage in the Lancashire Cup. This is a kick from Maguire. Thackeray takes it well. Slips inside. Beats Smith. But Maguire and back in the tackle. This is Rathbone to Bob Jackson, non-stop power player. Webb, Kelly, Mike Gregory. Oh, high tackle on Cullen, but he dodges out of it. Chachi brought down, Chachi Cullen. He plays. Kelly, run around here. Rathbone to Kelly, nearly through the gap. Kelly back to Tamati. Tammy, too nice pass to Phil Blake. Blake beats one man, beats two, still going. Almost carrying a Workington man on his back. It's Webb. Rathbone. Takes every time to bring Alan Rathbone down. This is a sixth tackle. We'll see a kick here, I think. Maybe a bomb, maybe a chip. It's Kelly with a chip. No, it's a grubber. Grubber to the corner. Looks good too. Beautifully saved by Jeff Ray, fullback. Beautiful play. Drop out from underneath the sticks. Signal by referee John McDonald. They've only put it together once so far, Warrington, but there's still plenty of time. About 23 minutes gone in this first half here. 25th of September, Wilderspool Stadium, Warrington. Second round, a Burtonwood Brewery, a Lancashire Cup. Bob Eccles for wire, crashes through, beats two men, shrugs a man off, still going. Looking for space, and the referee's blown. Obstruction, and Bob Eccles is floored. Bob Eccles is floored. And the referee just did not see it, and neither did the touch judge. The player saw it, but the video will prove it. Bob Eccles was floored after the whistle had gone. The referee can't see everything, but surely the touch judge should have seen that one. And Steve Maguire, at number 13, bangs the ball into touch. And Workington with it. Oh, they push it back 6 or 7 yards. Harry Beverley. And Workington still in possession. Good run there from the Workington back on the far side of the ground. Referee to scrum down. From a ladies' score there from Hilton Park. Lee, amazingly, Lee 14, Widnes 0. But Widnes took two shattering blows on Sunday, of course, losing Rogers and O'Neill with broken legs at Central Park. But Alex J. Murphy motivated his men tonight, I think. So we could have Lee down here, but that's a fist or an elbow there, signalled by referee John MacDonald. Into Bob Jackson's face, and the penalty goes to wire. Brian Carbett to take the kick, right-footed, kicks to the right, safe and sound. Beautifully measured kick, just over the halfway line. Carl Webb to tap, feeds to Kelly, workaround move here, bringing in Kevin Tamati. And he slips the ball out, and Wyre still have possession. Ball's played by Paul Ford. That's Mike Gregory. Lost his Tonto headband. That lies in the middle of the pitch. Bob Jackson. Applause every time he gets the ball. Bob Jackson. Carl Webb. Pass goes astray, but Kelly takes it, puts in the little kick. The referee said he wasn't obstructed, but Kelly thought he was, and Workington have possession just outside their own 25-yard line. That's Ian Hartley. Workington bringing the ball across. Oh, and Cullen's on that like lightning. That drop ball. Well done, Chachi. Kevin Tamati. Alan Rathbone. Crashes through. 3 men to bring him down. And Maguire's in there. Maguire's in there. He puts the boot in, I think. And referee John McDonnell sees that. He's having words with Maguire. Maguire towering above John McDonnell, but the little man's in charge. And Calvert to take the kick. This time to the left-hand touchline. Bangs it in, no problem. Good kick. Kelly to tap. Gives to Alan Rathbone. 2 balls on the pitch at the moment, just inside. The referee stops the clock because there are 2 balls on the pitch. That's silly of the spectators doing that. Warrington still have it. Kelly working a move here, and it's Bob Eccles juggling. Touch of sleight of hand, touch of the Paul Daniels, but still in possession. Literally 8 yards from the working sticks. Ken Kelly has it, gives it to Mike Kelly. Beautiful tackle there by Harry Beverley. Kelly to Paul Ford, likes to play up. This is Kevin Tamati, number 11, on the 10-yard line. And Kelly acting half, and there's knocked down there. That's Carl Webb, I think, disgusted with himself. I'm wrong, it wasn't Carl Webb, it was Alan Rathbone. I apologise, Carlos. And it's Workington's head and ball from the Fiesta Leisure side of the ground. Pinned on their own 10-yard line. John Banks, the hooker, slips the ball. And they're pushing the Howard Burns back. Howard Burns plays, ball comes right. Maguire misses a man. Gives to John Jones. He's brought down well by Carl Webb. And Jackson, the kick here from Workington, looks long, looks deep. It covered, it's between Beckery's ball. He flips a nice pass to Paul Ford. Paul Ford going right, going strong, but tackled well by Howard Burns. There's Kelly looking for space. Ball to Tamati. Hard pass to Cullen, he should have had it, but Workington in possession. Referee says no, he's not happy. Cullen being spoken to, but it's a scrum down. Workington's head and ball, but differential penalty to Wyre. I think Kelly will take this. Now he brings up Carver to gain ground. Kicking well tonight, Brian. Thackeray limping, but that ball's into Kelly to take the... Seen a lot from Phil Blake yet, but that wonder move that made the try. This is a nice work-round move here with Eccles bringing Mike Gregory into play. Mike Gregory's got the fullback to beat, and it's a lovely tackle. No, he's not held yet, but he's down now. Good fullback play from Jeff Reid. He plays to Kelly. Kelly misses out Blake and gives to Bob Eccles. Bob Eccles crashing through. Phil Blake acting halfback. Signal is going right. Pass to Cullen. Cullen gives it to Tamati. Tamati foraging through. Mark Foster acting half. Brings it left. Kelly to Carl Webb. On the 10-yard line. Workington 10-yard. Plays to Kelly through Kelly's legs. Kelly retrieves. Gregory reverses the move to Webb. To Rathbone. Rathbone reverses again. Going towards the sticks. Dying to score a try, Rathbone. Tamati acting half. Right to Kelly. Kelly puts in the chip. And is it a try? Yes, it looks like it. No, says referee John McDonald. Bounce ball. Warrington have more tries disallowed than other teams score. Am I biased? It's Workington's ball. Harry Beverley striding in. Bill Paddington, strong Cumbrian forward. Steve Maguire. Brought to the deck. His play. Workington's ball. Ian Hartley loses the ball. Eccles has it. Eccles inside to Cullen. Cullen tries to check out his man, but he always roughly tackled there by Bill Paddington. Hard man. Tamati to Jackson. Jackson crushes two men off with his shoulders. On the 25-yard line. Tamati. Rathbone. Wants to take on all the Workington pack, every move. And they won't let him up to play it. And that's Kelly. To Mark Foster. Ball coming left. Kelly puts in a little kick. And Warrington's ball looks like a good one. Almost over. Webb, I think, yes. Ball coming left. Oh, and it's a bad pass. And Workington Town get the ball. Why I need to sharpen up. There'll be words said in the dressing room at half-time, I'm sure. Well, 5 or 6 minutes to go. First half. Warrington leading 6 points to 2. Not enough. Not enough. And Workington with it. Harry Beverley again loses the ball. Why have possession? And Beverley has a strike at Foster. But right now it's Warrington in the attack. And rough treatment from Workington on Michael Gregory. He plays it. Webb brings it left. Tamati. Nice pass to Bob Jackson. Bob Jackson, he's well smothered. 7 or 8 yards from the Workington line. A score desperately needed before half-time. Makes all the difference. Brought left Ken Kelly. Ken Kelly brings in Cullen. Cullen brought down yard or so in from touch. Rick Thackeray acting half to Kelly. Kelly to Phil Blake. Phil Blake pass to Gregory, and that's a back pass going astray, and it's Workington Town's possession, and there's a Warrington man lying flat. Can't see who it is. Think it's Blake. No, it's not Phil Blake. Two Warrington men lying flat. One's Paul Ford, but he's up. And Workington have the ball. David Beck brought into play. Good tackle there by Chachi Cullen. Smith, kick from Maguire. And Thackeray takes it very well indeed. Long black hair flowing, beats one man. Nice pass to Ken Kelly. Ken Kelly looking for the gap. Slips the ball inside to Carbett. Carbett beats one man, beats two men on the inside again, the inside again. This is a lovely run. Slips the ball inside, and a superb try right beneath the sticks to Mark Foster, what a try. That's what was needed before half-time. That's team football. That's what rugby league's all about, and that's what we all want to see. And in front of me, the people in the executive VIP boxes are standing applauding that beautiful piece of football, all started by Rick Thackeray and finished off superbly under the sticks by Mark Foster. So Wyatt in the lead, 10 points to 2, and Carbot must put this through. Minutes to go before half-time. Take your time, Brian. And he slots that through no problem. So Warrington in the lead, 12 points to 2, and that will definitely dishearten the lads from Workington Town. We've only seen two tries, but they've been superb team efforts. I'll bet Maguire wish he'd never kicked that ball. And it's Gary Smith to kick. Now he places it for Burns to kick deep. Paul Ford's got it covered, taps it with his foot, picks it up behind his own line, gains valuable ground. Not put a foot wrong tonight. Webb to Rathbone, crashing through. He just missed the support of Rick Thackeray, and the ball's taken from him, and the referee says scrum down. And a penalty given to Workington Town, I think, for talking, mouthing, yes. Alan Rathbone apologising to the bench. Ken Kelly's asking what it's for. John McDonald tells him Mr. Rathbone was talking about cat breeding. And Workington decide that they'll go for 2 points before half-time. They're down 12 points to 2. I reckon the half-time hooter will go immediately after this kick. Taking his time, Smith. Little jink of the feet. Bangs the ball. Straight and true. 2 points back. Warrington 2 goals, 2 tries. Workington Town 2 goals. Score almost at half-time. Warrington 12, Workington Town 4. Paul Ford kicks. And that looked like a knock-on to me, and so does Mr. MacDonald agree. Dreadful mistake by Workington there, dreadful. Although he's facing his own post, he brought the ball forward. A correct decision from Mr. MacDonald, who happily has decided that the scrum will be fed from the north side of the ground, north stand side of the ground. And it's a try scorer. Foster gives that ball to Paul Ford. Paul Ford brings in Thackeray. Thackeray jinks inside, beats one man, beats two men. Brought down eventually by David Beck and Howard Burns. Foster's going in to help, but he's still not down. He plays it to Foster. Foster's just about ready. Rathbone's crashing through. Ooh, he's powerful. Mike Gregory, dummy half. Rathbone's injured. Just manages to play, then falls forward. Kelly with the workaround with Eccles. Eccles brings in Tamati. Tamati, a beautiful pass. And oh, that's just short. That was Phil Blake, almost scored, then Tamati with it. Warrington lose possession. The vital point. And it's a penalty to Workington Town. And we're into injury time, into stoppage time now. And Rathbone
limping with his leg,
as Uncle Eddie used to say. But he's all right, gets a round of applause from the fans in the crowd who like his style of play. Power play, Warrington born and bred. Alan Rathbone, but Workington's kick, Maguire to take. Places the ball. I'm sure the whistle, the hooter, not the whistle, the hooter will go. We're over 2 minutes into injury time. Harry Beverley trying to stride through. And there goes the hooter, and the score at half-time here at Wilderspool. Second round, Burton Wood Brewery Lancashire Cup. Warrington 12 points, Workington Town 4. Lots to play for in the second half. Nice to see Blakey, isn't it? Well, the Wire are coming onto the field for the start of the second half as the late Jim Reeves sings "Welcome to My World." Is that appropriate or not? I don't know. But we need more points here on the Wire scoreboard. So, at the start of the second half, about to come along, the score stands at Warrington 12 points, Workington Town 4. If you've just started to watch the video, Warrington are playing left to right on your screens this half. And would you believe, Workington are playing right to left. If you're watching in black and white, the red ball's the one behind the brown. And there's the whistle. Workington kick deep. Carvett's underneath, takes well. Carvett taking play up to the 25-yard line. That's Bob Jackson, no mistaking. Wire fans need more flowing football like that first try and the second try, but we've not seen much since. That's Kelly to Eccles. Eccles bursts cover, gets the ball into Ken Kelly. Ken Kelly, oh, brought back. Eccles doesn't believe it. Forward pass. Paul Ford playing well up tonight as he did on Sunday. Likes to make the extra man. Workington's head and ball. Differential penalty against the Warrington front row. Maguire will kick for touch. Socks around his ankles. Shoulders around his... something I was going to say then. But a socks around his ankles. And he finds touch, no problem. That's Hartley getting pushed back. The Warrington forward don't have to push the men back. A burn. McDonald and Kevin Tamati has been substituted. Mark Roberts to replace after minutes. Substitution for Warrington. Mark Roberts, number 15, replaces Kevin Tamati, number 11. And Mark Roberts right into the second row as Kelly brings that ball away. Trying to push off Howard Burns. He does so. Cullen decides to go straight, but he's brought down by Howard Burns. These three quarters must be brought more into the play. Alan Rathbone, he'll crash and bash. He loses the ball. Howard Burns. Gary Nixon. In Hartley. And the ball's played. Didn't look like a correct play to me. And the referee McDonald says it wasn't. Scrum down. Warrington's head and ball. Workington's error. Workington Town's error. And the ball fed from the To the side at ground, yet again. And it's Kelly's ball. And a penalty against Howard Burns for offside. He's hurt in the process. Carver kicks. Good kick. Just inside the Workington 25. Mark Roberts quick together. Referee stops the clock because there are 2 balls on the pitch again. Starts it again. And Webb with Kelly, bringing in Bob Eccles. Bob Eccles beats a high tackle. Mike Gregory to Kelly. Kelly to Rathbone, Rathbone to Webb. Webb slips the ball back to Kelly. Kelly's going left. Got Phil Blake on his left. Almost through then, Kelly. This is Webb inside to Rathbone. 5 yards from the Workington town line. Webb to Mark Roberts, striding hard. 6 tackle coming up. What will Webb do? Pushes it back to Kelly. Kelly puts in a little bomb. Workington Town take it well. And a penalty because a Warrington player, Rick Thackeray, was offside when he tackled the man with the ball. And Steve Maguire, the number 13, will bang the ball into touch. Hitting the roof of Snookers. And Workington still with it. Harry Beverley. Warrington have it to change over, I think, then. Can't understand why, but what went wrong, but Warrington in possession. That's what matters. And Thackeray knocks on. Why I haven't put things together at the moment. Just that flourishing burst in the first half. But both sides have been rather scrappy since then. Suppose one can say typical cup tie football. But Wire always seemed to play better against first division opposition. Howard Burns feeds and gets. Smith. Tackled beautifully by Phil Blake. And it's Warrington's ball. Brian Carver, he eludes one man. Try to slip another. And it's Blake. Blake loses the ball. It's John Banks, hooker for Workington Town, almost in touch, but not quite. He plays to Howard Burns. Howard Burns slips the ball to Bill Pattinson. John Banks, Maguire, and the ball's lost. It's in Wire's possession. No, is it? The referee says knock on. What a pity, that would have been a walk-in for Wire, but there was a knock on. Workington's head and ball, fed from you-know-where. Workington's ball. Smith on the break. Tackle well, beautifully copybook tackle by Paul Ford. John Banks. Left wing in, Bauer having a rare touch of the ball. Maguire, Burns, Tron Jones. Play on the halfway line. Burns, a very bad pass taken by Maguire. He's grasped by Mark Roberts, the substitute for Wire. Ian Hartley. 6 tackle indicated by referee MacDonald. Bill Paddington puts in a kick, and it's a good one. Beautiful. Another scrum. Warrington's head and ball fed from. No comment. The scrum should be 10 yards in. We've got Mr. Mouth with us today. Get on with the game, ref. And it's Kelly's ball from the scrum. He pushes off the loose forward as though he was a schoolboy. Kelly plays to Carbot. Carbot brings in Alan Rathbone on the rampage. And he's having another crash. Kelly. Bob Jackson. He'll power his way in. Mark Roberts, Bob Eccles. He's almost through the gap, caught by his collar. Looked like a fall, but allowed to get away with it. That's Phil Blake, very fast. Only been here a week. That's an up and under from Kelly, but not a good one at all. And it's Workington's ball. John Beattie to Banks, Pattinson, Gary Nixon, Carl Webb having his hands strapped by Warrington's physio. Workington lose that ball, but regain. And referee McDonald says play on. The crowd don't agree. Workington on their own 25 in possession. 10 minutes of the first half, of the second half gone. And Workington slipped the ball through. John Jones. And Workington loses a knock on. We're seeing so many scrums tonight. Both teams playing very ragged. And there's a substitution for Workington. Steve Maguire is being replaced by Sam Bailey. The clock is stopped. Maguire limping off. Substitution for Workington Town. Number 15, Sam Bailey, replaces number 13, Steve Maguire. And it's Warrington's head and ball, and Warrington's ball from the scrum. Kelly kicks it soccer style. A nice pass from Cullen. Completely dropped by Paul Ford as Cullen has a little dust up with Hartley. Workington's ball. Smith. On BT number 4. Well tackled by Mark Forster. Ian Bauer into the Warrington 25. This is Sam Bailey. First touch of the ball for Big Sam. Howard Burns had lots of touches. Slips Alan Rathbone very well. Tackled by Roberts and Jackson on the Warrington 25. Beverley to Banks. Warrington have possession. Chachi Cullen in possession, plays to Bob Jackson, who sees the space and tries to crash through it. Webb. Good pass to Rathbone. Rathbone, not a good pass. Workington get it. Smith in possession, number 6 for Workington Town. Beverley. Paddington. Nixon inside to John Jones. Bill Paddington again. Good pass to Smith. Beats the full-back four, but a beautiful try-saving tackle by Captain Ken Kelly. But Workington still in possession. That's Nixon bringing in the wingman. Ian Bauer. He's grounded just short. Nixon. Bad pass there to Burns. Loses ground. Burns puts in a little grubber for the corner. Superb tackle there by Ken Kelly. Masterly. And it's Warrington's head and ball. Fed from. Pause. Wise ball out to Paul Ford. He beats one man. Beats two men. Can he bring in Carbot now? He does. Carbot's in the clear. Carbot can go with this one. Yes, he can. He'll go into the sticks. No problem with this, Brian. Right at the stick. Come on, Brian. No, you have to get the goal. He grounds. Good try. Made by Paul Ford after his back. And Phil Blake very sportingly walks right the way from his own half to shake hands with Carbot for that spectacular try. And that brought a bit of life into the game. Ladies' voices being raised in anger in front of me. Don't know what it's all about. Curry about to goal his own, Carp to goal his own try. Right leg heavily strapped. Kicks right-footed and puts it wide of the left hand upright. Should have gone under the sticks, I told you that, Brian. You had plenty of time, son. And so it's Warrington 16, Workington down 4. Gary Smith kicks long, Bob Jack. Mark Foster. And a bit of punch thrown there, but Warrington in possession. Mark Roberts just inside the Workington half. Slate clean, says referee McDonald. Rathbone has it. And the penalty is given again. Trying to get it. I cannot believe it. Kicking out, he said. Well, it's Burns with it. Burns to Nixon. Nixon dummies inside. Still on the run. Brought down eventually by 10 and 12 for wire. This is Howard Burns. That's Harry Beverley. Beautiful tackle by Rathbone. Banks. Burns. John Jones. Gary Smith slips inside. Beautiful run this. Paul Ford to stop him. Paul Ford, lovely tackle. Copybook stuff again. Appreciated by the crowd. Howard Burns. John Jones. Working and putting the passes together now. This is the sixth one though. Next tackle. Paddington falls over. It'll be a changeover. They've got him smothered. Changeover. Warrington's ball. Webb gets it to play to Jackson. Jackson coming blindside, holding his men off. Eventually brought down. Webb again acting half. Webb. Michael Gregory, Kenneth Kelly, Robert Eccles, Rick Thackeray, lovely pass that from Bob. He's flying down that wing. Inside, this is a great try. This is a super try. That's what you've been waiting for. Absolutely magnificent football. And what a finish. What a finish. Superb stuff, Rick. And Carver's first across to say, well done, mate. Paul Ford comes up and says, well done. Bob Eccles says, well done. And Rick thanks Bob Eccles for the making of that move. Beautiful wing play. Superb stuff, that. And here, and they must be fed. Two good centres. And I think Warrington could pile the points on now. Carver to kick. And he misses again. He's had a terrible time tonight kicking, as he did on Sunday. And so the score, 20 points to Warrington, 4 to Workington Town. 2 goals, 4 tries to Wire, making 20 points. 2 goals to Workington, making 4. 20 minutes gone, still 20 minutes to play. Lots of points could be scored. Burns kicks off, left-footed. Foster takes. Cole Webb, Alan Rathbone. Webb again to Kelly. Kelly misses out. Blake. Rick Thackeray takes a very difficult pass. Plays to Cullen. Rathbone in again. Kelly moving that ball left to Eccles. Eccles, good pass there, but high tackle there, very high on Mark Robertson. That's hurt him. That's hurt him, that. Gordon Pinkney's on. The sponge and the spray. And Bill Paddington being warned. But not booked. That hurt Mark Roberts. Carbert's come up to take the kick. Kelly says, make sure, Brian, bang it in that corner. Carbett does exactly what he's told. Good kick. Mark Roberts flips it to Webby. Webby plays to Kelly. Run around here, bringing in Bob Jackson. 10 yards out. Kelly acting half. Brings it left. Work around with Webb. Brings in Bob Eccles. Bob Eccles shrugging off men. Can't quite make it. 7 yards out. Taps to himself. Going forward. He's over. No problem. Bob Eccles scores. I think we're going to see some points in this last quarter. Yet another try to Big Bob, adding to his Warrington all-time forward scoring record. Mike Gregory needs treatment. Looks like he's coming off. Yes, he's coming off. And that kick was completed successfully by Brian Carbett. The score 26 points to Warrington, 4 to Workington Town. Substitution for Warrington, Barry Peters, number 14, replaces Mike Gregory, number 12. So for Warrington, Barry Peters comes on for Mike Gregory. We reshuffle somewhere. Who'll win the pack, I don't know. Lovely take by Carbett. Shows the ball, beats one man. Takes three to hold him. And they crash him to the turf. Carl Webb to Rathbone. Rathbone plays to himself. He's gaining yards and yards. Webb to Kelly. Blake coming into the centre field, but Beckers has got it, and I'll bet this is a try. I'm right again. Right on the W. What a try. We're seeing this pile on now. There's obviously been some big words spoken, some long words, some short words, some four-letter words and things spoken by Mr. Barrow, Mr. Bowden at half-time. So Big Bob, second try on the trot, be looking for a hat-trick. And it's a simple kick for Brian Carbett beneath the sticks. Straight and true, right through. Four goals, 6 tries. Warrington 32, Workington Town 4. Substitution here for Workington Town. Gary Nixon coming off. Substitution for Workington Town. Graham Hogg, number 14, for number 11, Gary Nixon. Well, Warrington are obviously through. This is a funny little kick and it's not a good one at all. Ah, no. Penalty. Very cheeky, Howard Burns, then. And immediately Rathbone snatches the ball from him. Cheeky, that. Nearly got away with that one. It's nice to see a little bit of individualism in the game. But it didn't work that time for Mr. Burns. It wouldn't even work for George Burns. Mind you, he's 87. Nearly as old as me. And it's the substitute got it, Graham Hogg. He pushes off one man. And still about 40 minutes to go. Still time for more tries. All 3 Warrington tacklers in that one. And Smith with it for Workington, being put power in these forwards when they get a man. On the Workington 25-yard line. Warrington ruled offside. Tap taken very quickly indeed by Bill Paddinson. He's beautifully tackled by Bob Jackson. That's Ian Hartley. And they're pushing him back like mad. Long time since I've seen a pack that crashes in like this. That's just 2 of them take about 6 yards. And he's a big man. Beverley's a big man too, but it doesn't get far. Wire on song at the moment, Workington in possession. Sam Bailey. The number 15. All 4 subs on the field at the moment, and Thackeray knocks that on. We'll forgive you, Rick, for that one, for scoring that super try. But he won't. Need a further injection of orange squash in the dog and dart, Rick. Well, Blake's had a very quiet game, but it's only been over a week. Not settled down completely. Missing his Foster's lager. And Bill Paddinson still game for a game. John Banks brings it left. Ian Bauer playing inside for Town. Howard Burns, non-stop. That looked like a fall, but the referee says no. Smith with it. He feels the weight of Big Bob and Big Alan. Howard Burns. Hartley in a jam. Gets the ball out. Boa in a pie. He's nearly through. Oh, it's not a try. Not forward, over the line. Working goes on. Quite a lot of injuries tonight, despite the turf being in tip-top ochre condition. And it's a scrum, fed from. You know, I know. Kelly feeds, but Workington have it. Jones comes inside to Pattinson. Pattinson brushes off Mark Roberts, but a penalty given against either Paul Ford or Alan Rathbone. Rathbone being spoken to. And they must take a tap. Goals are no good when you're this far behind. And the whistle goes. What was that for? And there's talking. What's happening here? Who's been brought out? Alan Rathbone again. Referee had a word with Eccles and a word with Rathbone. Another penalty. They're sure to take another tap. Howard Burns does. Brings it to Harry Beverley. Famous name in rugby league. At Bill Pattinson. Looking for a consolation try because they must know they're out the cup. And another penalty to Workington Town. And John Bance takes a tap, pushes it back to Bill Pattinson. Bill Pattinson tries to forage through, but of no avail. Banks to Burns. John Beattie. And Big Sam pushes off Mark Roberts. Sorry, it was Barry Peters. This is Smith, Gary Smith. Harry Beverley. 3 Warrington players attend to Beverley. Burns brings Boa into play. Good tackle there. Little chip kick taken by Thackeray. Thackeray's weaving his way through, but no, the barrier's there this time. Kelly acting half. Gives to Roberts. This is a kick from Bob Eccles. Long kick, but it's turning in field. And Jeff Ray, he fields just inside his own 25. Phil Blake bottles him up. Beautiful tackle. Once again, it's Phil Blake, the tackler. Shoulder in. Beautiful position. And the referee's attention is drawn by the linesman. And it's Alan Rathbone again, the offender. And Alan Rathbone will be booked. He seems to be a marked man. Keep quiet, says Ken Kelly. Shut up, Alan. And it's 4 goals, 6 tries to wire, 32 points. Just 2 goals to Workington Town, 4 points. Big difference from the game we saw at Derwent Park late last season. What a miserable ride home that was in the coach. Wire were really below par in every way. And it's Workington with it. Big Sam Bailey. And Workington still with it. The man of the match award chosen by the gentleman of the press goes to Warrington's number 10 non-stop forward Bob Jackson. And it's Howard Burns. He's had a lot of ball, but Workington have been unable to pierce the Warrington defence. But no, beautiful tackle into touch. And it's another scrum. Oh yes, we're going to see the ball fed from our side. Smashing, John. And Rick Thackeray comes in, takes it before Kelly. Rick Thackeray going strong, gets a nice pass to Paul Cullen. Paul Cullen gives to Carver, who jiggles but takes well. Lovely pass. Oh, but it slips out of Mark Foster's hands. And it's a scrum down. The man of the match chosen by the gentleman of the press goes to Warrington's number 10, Bob Jackson. And it's another scrum. Ken Kelly away with it, beats the referee. But Smith there in the tackle, along with John Beattie. Phil Blake acting half, gives to Alan Rathbone. Rollbone Rathbone. He plays to Carl Webb. Mark Roberts. And it's Bob Eccles with it, being held down, I reckon. He plays it to himself, going for a hat-trick. Oh, almost through. Plays it, Kelly. Kelly again. Kelly ball to Phil Blake. Phil Blake scores his second try of the match. Phil Blake. Good work by Webby, by Rathbone, and Bob Eccles, and Kelly, of course, all combining to send in for the second try in Britain. Appreciation from the stand members. A decisive victory to wire. Carbuck to kick. No problem. And Workington Town have to face that long trek up the M62 and then through the roads of the Lake District in Cumbria. Points down, Warrington 5 goals, 7 tries, 38 points. Workington 2 goals, 4 points. Minutes to go, 3 or 4 minutes before time. Paul Ford takes that ball perfectly beneath the post and gains 28 yards. Cullen feeds Foster. Ball coming right, Kelly. Webb. No, it's Eccles. Again, Eccles wriggles out of that tackle. Low pass, drop there, knock on. Another scrum. This will be Workington's head and ball. But that's decisive. Could have been more, but a good second half display by wire. Your cameraman today, Ian Unsworth of Easy Video Wigan. Details in the programme if you need a copy of any of the Warrington games. Or apply at the general office, order a copy. My name's Peter Robinson, hope yours isn't. Well, that's Bill Pattinson. And just inside the Warrington 25 area, Howard Burns still wanting to play football. So does Bill Pattinson. Sixth tackle coming up. Will we see the bomb? Yes, we do, from Howard Burns. It looks too far to me, and it certainly is. And there's a move on here. That's Rathbone. Gets to the halfway line. This is Kelly. Webb. Ooh, lovely slip past to Mark Roberts. He's well tackled though by John Beattie. Kelly misses out Blake. Finds Peters. Kelly again. Long pass. Thackeray has it coming inside, but well tackled. Plays it to Webb. Now to Kelly. It was Kelly to Eccles on the 25. Slips the ball out to Phil Blake. Phil Blake. Oh, two men. Almost through. They're going to love him here at Wilderspool, believe me. Kelly puts in a little chip. Bounces back. Kelly repossesses it. Pass there to Webb to Eccles. Eccles a long pass to Bob Jackson, and it's forward. The linesman's under the sticks. The linesman's waiting for the goal kick. The touch judges under the sticks. What a silly boy. What a silly Billy. Shows how much some touch judges watch the game, doesn't it? Don't even watch the referee. Calls it a bit of humour. That can't be bad in anywhere. Hope I cause a bit of humour later on. So the whistle blows and Warrington win this second round cup tie against Workington Town, the Burton Wood Breweries Lancashire Cup second round. Warrington 38 points, Workington 4. Thanks for watching the video. Hope to see you again and hope you'll watch the video again. Kids on the pitch, thanks to Ian Unsworth, thanks to everyone here at Wilderspool. 38 points to Wire, 4 points to Workington. From me, I'm going. Speaking at a dinner, the Concrete Society. Hope they're not as thick as they sound. Ta-da.